Good morning and welcome to Crummock Water in the Lake District. As you can see, it is another absolutely stunning, beautiful day. And today I've decided it's about time I take the paddleboard onto the lakes. I didn't actually do any paddleboarding last year in the Lake District because the weather was so miserable. I only paddleboarded when I went on holiday to the south of France, but it's absolutely stunning here. In fact, we haven't actually had any decent rain really for 2 or 3 months now. It's been the driest spring on record. But anyway, it's an absolutely stunning, gorgeous day. So I thought, why not get onto the water? If you are planning to come paddleboarding on either Buttermere, Crummock Water or Lowes Water, just be aware you do need a permit to come onto these lakes with any sort of vehicle on the water. That includes stand-up paddleboards. It's cost me £5 today for the permit, so not that expensive, and you can get that online. If you just search Buttermere or Crummock Water permit, it'll give you the link. I'll put the link also in the description as well. You can also buy boating permits as well as fishing permits from the car parks, some of the car parks, the official car parks around Buttermere and Crummock Water, or you can buy them online. I bought mine online just before I came here using my phone. I bought it before I came into the valley because internet signal here is not great, and as I say, it just cost me £5, no extra charges buying online, and I use the pay for parking app, so a familiar app many of you will probably have, but do get that permit before you come here, or remember to buy it if you are planning to come paddleboarding or bringing any sort of boat onto these lakes. That's not the case of all the lakes in the Lake District, but it is the case for Buttermere, Crummock Water and Lowes Water. So what I'm going to attempt to do now is I'm going to attempt to paddle up this river. You can't see it, but just in front of me is a river, and that river links Crummock Water to Buttermere, or maybe more accurately Buttermere to Crummock Water. I have been up it before, but it's been a while, so I'm going to attempt it. Now, it's been incredibly dry. As I say, we've not had any proper rainfall for months, so I don't know how deep the river will be. I don't know how difficult it will be. Last time I paddled quite a lot of the way up to Buttermere, but I did have to sort of lift the paddleboard for a couple of sections. So I thought I'll give it a go. Buttermere is just up there. It's not that far, but a bit of an adventure on a paddleboard. So let's see if we can get to Buttermere. Couldn't ask for a more perfect day. Where I have to get off the board. Oops. Just lift it over this little shallow section. and then the next section I think is fairly decent depth. Yeah, there we go. So, beautiful river, and the thing is, no one else comes up here as far as I'm aware, but it is quite shallow, so I'm going to get off the board. Going to have to drag the board up the river a bit, but I should be able to paddle quite a bit of the way once I get through this little shallow section and then onto Buttermere itself. You need a decent pair of water shoes, Crocs, something like that, just to protect your feet as you walk up the river. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's loads of dragonflies here. In fact, they're landing on me. Got three pairs of dragonflies on me at the moment. Lots of fish in the river as well. It's nice and clear. Paddling up a river like this is one of my favourite things to do on a paddleboard. It's more fun than being on the lake, as good as the lake is. at this family of geese. Now the question is, what are the parents going to do? Are they going to let me pass? I was once attacked by geese as a child and it traumatized me. Okay, that's good, no problem. The river, as suspected, is lower than normal, and so I'm having to drag the board most of the way, but look at these sheep, got their own nice private beach. So look what I've just found here. Loads and loads of tadpoles, hundreds of tadpoles. Don't know if the camera is picking them up or not, but loads of them there. So I've almost made it. There's a footbridge just in front of me, and that is effectively the bottom of Buttermere. So I'll probably need to get out, lift the boat over a weir a little bit, but then I'm into Buttermere. We'll do a bit of paddling there. Oh gosh, sorry. Walking in the river water, it's deeper than I thought it was. Wasn't intended to go in that deep, but anyway. This is what I call an adventure. The water's so warm, it's lovely. Made it. Not the easiest journey, but it's doable. So just behind me we've got Grassmoor, which I climbed only a couple of weeks ago. I'll put a link to that video in this one if you're interested in watching that. But yeah, here we are on Buttermere. There's a lovely circular walk that you can do around Buttermere, about 4 miles in length, fairly level, so it's a good walk for people who maybe wouldn't feel up to tackling the mountains but want a nice walk, and you get some lovely views. So the winds helping me up the lake, blowing me up the lake, but it does mean that I'm going to be paddling against the wind all the way down, which is I don't think it's going to be easy. At the very top end of Buttermere we have this little white cottage, and you can see it from the footpath, but it's private, so you can't actually walk up to it. But as I'm on the lake, I can get close to it, and as you probably can tell, its main window is boarded up. I think this actually floods when the lake is high. This little cottage floods, but it would make a lovely spot. Home just to the sheep. I'm now back on Crummock Water, and I thought whilst I was on Crummock Water I'd just talk a little bit about a scheme that United Utilities have relating to Crummock Water. So Crummock Water is a natural lake, but there is a weir at the bottom of the lake which artificially raises the height of the lake, and United Utilities would like to remove that weir, and if they do that, what will happen is it will lower the level of the lake by 1 or 2 meters, maybe as much as 3 meters. I'll have to check on those details, but it will have quite a significant impact. United Utilities say it will be restoring the lake back to its natural state. They say that it's apparently going to help with preventing flooding and so forth. But it has created a lot of opposition. There's an online petition which, as of yesterday, had about 6,000 signatories to it, opposing United Utilities' scheme for removing the weir. Lots of people say that it's going to change the look of the lake. Obviously, as the lake drops, we're going to expose a lot of shoreline, a lot of gravel, a lot of mud and so forth, and people are saying that this would be detrimental to the lake and to the environment. So anyway, I'd be interested to know what you think of this. I have to confess, I have mixed feelings about it, because on one level, it might, as people say, is going to make the lake look very different. But also part of me is thinking, if it's restored to a more natural state, is that in the long term a good thing or not? Anyway, so I really don't know what to think about this. I have really mixed feelings about it, but do comment if you've got any thoughts about that. Should United Utilities remove that weir, restore the lake to a more natural flow, or should they retain the weir as many people argue they should? So just had a little bit of a fright. A gust of wind came along as I was paddling, and it just flipped me and flipped the board into the water. So that was a bit of a shock, but the thing that worried me is I thought for a moment I'd lost my mobile phone and my keys to my car. Now they're in a little waterproof pouch. They were attached to the board, they are attached to the board, but for a moment when I flipped the board back over I couldn't see them. And I thought, oh no, I've lost my mobile phone and my car keys. Fortunately, they were still attached to the board, they were just floating in the water. But anyway, always pays to have things safely protected. Here they are anyway, inside there. So they should be perfectly safe and dry inside there. But anyway, a bit of a shock. Wasn't expecting that, it just caught me unawares, and it was quite a strong little gust. So I'm a bit wet, but I'll dry off quickly.